Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA, and honestly, I wasn't thinking in making a second video today, but of course, more big news came out like 1 hour ago, and of course, I have seen myself forced to make it because it is very important for me to share with you all these three big news came out, like I said, 1 hour ago. The first one is going to be about Marco Asensio and Liverpool. The second one, it's going to be about the owner of Manchester City, who apparently wants to give everything he got to sign Kylian Mbappe next year and might become the biggest competition, the biggest contender with Real Madrid for signing Kylian Mbappe. And of course, the most important news today, it is the squad list for tomorrow was released like 1 hour ago, and I wanted to share with you all, guys, because it is so important for you to know which players are going to be there, which players are available, and which players will remain at home and have been ruled out from that squad list for tomorrow. So let me get started with the first news, arguably another, not maybe the biggest news or the most important, but it's of course still very important. I'm talking about Marco Asensio because according to some reports in England, Jurgen Klopp, and this is from Daily Mail, I think, Jurgen Klopp is tracking and monitoring the situation of the Real Madrid player of Marco Asensio, just because, of course, the other day, the super performance from the Madridista, it was so amazing that a lot of people, many coaches out there, learn about that. Heard about that, and they watched the game of Marco Asensio. And of course, right now, it is not only Jurgen Klopp, but also Arsenal are looking forward to try to sign Marco Asensio for the next year. And actually, Arsenal, apparently, according to Cadena Ser, is throwing on the table 40 million euros for the Balear player, which is to me a very good amount of money. Good enough, and it's of course a price that I think Marco Asensio really worth. The problem here is right after that super performance from the crack from the Madridista, I don't think Real Madrid is considering to, sell the player, to listen any offer that can come through, just because they want to give another chance, they want to give another opportunity to Marco Asensio, because apparently, according to his agent last night in El Larguero, Carlo Ancelotti was the one responsible to retain Marco Asensio in Madrid, just because he confessed to the player that he knew, he was very aware that his right position, it is not in the wing, but in the interior, in more interior position. So that's why Ancelotti decided to say, Marco Asensio, hey, you will have a chance with me, just stay here, because as long as I can, I will give you a chance to play. And of course, he did it. He accomplished what he promised, and he finally played against Mallorca, and he finally was able to score 3 goals, and actually he could score even 2 more. And of course, to me, it is almost impossible, close to impossible for Marco Asensio to leave Real Madrid, just because if he has a single chance to succeed in Real Madrid, he really doesn't care. He won't listen any other offer coming through from any corner of the world. Whether Liverpool, Arsenal, or whoever it is, to me, Marco Asensio is a true Madridista. And of course, now that he has seen the light at the end of the tunnel, to me, it is not the right time for him to say, hey, let's try another route, let's consider more offers, let's think about that, let's think it twice. It is not the moment. So I don't think from the side of Marco Asensio, or even from the side of Real Madrid, of any person from Real Madrid, is the right moment to sit down and negotiate the possible sale of the player for the next year, whether in winter or next summer. So if you ask to me, I would say 100% Marco Asensio will stay in Real Madrid as long as he has chances enough to play. And to me, Carlo Ancelotti is very aware which position is the right one for him, for a player like him. And of course, no chance for Carlo Ancelotti to line up Marco Asensio again as a right winger anymore, right? So that is, once that is pretty clear, to me, Marco Asensio will remain in Real Madrid with no problem because he knows that his coach right now knows exactly what the position is the best for him. So no chance for Marco Asensio to me to leave Real Madrid right this summer or winter or whenever it is. So let's keep moving forward and let's talk about the squad list that was released like 1 hour ago. And of course, let me tell you, in that squad list, it is not or hasn't been featured Toni Kroos. There were a lot of rumors during the morning coming out from different, from different spots, from different outlets, people, journalists, claiming that Toni Kroos, just because he showed up in the training ground and he was practicing with the rest of the teammates, for them it was enough to claim that Toni Kroos might be featured in that squad list. But of course, it hasn't been that way. Actually, Toni Kroos has been ruled out from the squad list tomorrow and he won't be available for Carlo Ancelotti anytime soon. Of course, players like Carvajal, Marcelo, Ceballos, Bale, and also Ferland Mendy won't be featured either in that squad list. Won't be available for Carlo Ancelotti. I don't know. I would say until the next week or even right after the international break. So the squad list is the next one. Goalkeepers: Courtois, Lunin, and Tony Fuidias. Defenders for Militao, Alaba, Vallejo, Nacho, and Miguel Gutierrez. Midfielders for Modric, Casemiro, Valverde, Lucas Vázquez, Isco, Camavinga, and Antonio Blanco. And of course, forwarders, it's going to be for Hazard, Benzema, Asensio, Jovic, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Mariano. If I had to infer, if I had to give you my guess on what it can be the starting 11 for tomorrow, that would be just speculation. That is why I don't want to say anything, because it is pretty difficult to me to figure what is going to be the lineup that Carlo Ancelotti has in mind right now. The only thing he said this morning in the press conference, it is obviously that the players that didn't play last game have more chances to play this time because they are fresh, they are prepared, they are ready to go. But other than that, I can't tell you who is going to be featured in the lineup tomorrow. So if Carlo Ancelotti says that, it is pretty impossible to me to figure which players are going to be there. For example, I would say Hazard might be there just because he rested the other day, or players like Casemiro and Luka Modric might be featured as well. But you never know, man, because the other day Carlo Ancelotti was experiencing with the midfield, with a very revolutionary midfield with 3 different players that never played together before, like Camavinga, Marco Asensio, Fede Valverde, and it was great, man. So it was great. They did a great job, and of course, they have chances enough to repeat in the lineup tomorrow against Villarreal. But you never know. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti might be deciding to give some rest to Fede Valverde, for example, and feature to Luka Modric. So I don't know. It is going to be very difficult, and to me, the only one for sure that will be there is Vinicius Jr., maybe Benzema, or maybe Benzema might get some rest just because Carlo Ancelotti considers the French player is not ready to keep playing without rest or without even a little break or something like that. I don't know, man. It's just a speculation, and I don't want to be, saying things that doesn't make any sense, or it is a nonsense, or it is really off or something like that. So I prefer to wait for tomorrow, and I will share with you all the lineup right before the clash that we have against Villarreal. Of course, a very important game, and of course a game that can give us more advantage over the rest of the contenders in La Liga tomorrow. Let me tell you what, by the way, the only contender I'm seeing chasing to Real Madrid with chances enough to keep fighting for La Liga is actually Atletico de Madrid. Other than that, neither Barcelona nor Valencia or even Sevilla, I don't really see these teams, of course, fighting for La Liga with Real Madrid. But you never know. I prefer to shut my mouth down and say, okay, I'm not going to say anything because that would be just rumors and speculations. So let's move forward and let's talk about the most important topic today, because according to Diario AS and different media and outlets in England, the owner of Manchester City, his name is another emir or whatever you want to call it. There's these people from the Middle East. His name is, let me see really quick, Sheikh Mansour, has decided to give an order, a clear order to sign Kylian Mbappe whatever it takes. And that information is coming out from Ian McGarry and Duncan Castles. I mean, sorry for the mispronunciation, but I think this is the right name from the English journalist that released this information. Sheikh Mansour has decided to put everything on the table for signing Kylian Mbappe. So should we be afraid of that? I mean, should we have any kind of concern about Kylian Mbappe not coming to Real Madrid or something like that? Okay, my honest opinion is no. Once the player wants to play in Real Madrid, it is almost impossible for any single club in this world to sign a player that in reality doesn't want to play in that team. Because if he refused the super mega offer, the super contract from PSG, throwing on the table a salary of about 40 million per season, it is pretty obvious he's going to say no to any other club other than Real Madrid. He's not going to be tempted to say yes to a super mega offer from Manchester City, regardless the salary they want to throw on the table or whatever it is. Because for Kylian Mbappe, the most important thing, it is not the money. It is about to fulfill a dream that he has since he was a kid, which is, of course, to play in Real Madrid. So that is the thing. And there's no other thing around. There's no any other suspicious behavior in Kylian Mbappe that makes me think that he might end playing for Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City is very powerful financial-wise, and PSG is so powerful as well. But the problem is when you come across a player like Kylian Mbappe who really doesn't care about the money and who really cares about what his feelings are, what his desires are. To me, it is pretty impossible for anybody to sign a player that in reality doesn't want to play for you. So I'm not scared at all. I don't have any kind of concern. And of course, I'm not worried at all. And I will sleep very good tonight because to me, the commitment of Kylian Mbappe with Real Madrid is high-end, very top commitment with Real Madrid. It is pretty impossible to me to think Kylian Mbappe will change his mind in the last minute and go and play for Manchester City or any other team in this world who might be willing to put a lot of money on the table, because this is not about money. This is just about dreams, and dreams is exactly what Kylian Mbappe wants to fulfill in his career, and that dream is to play for Real Madrid because he tried that before 5 years ago, and now he will get it. He's super close, and the good news is Real Madrid will not have to pay a single euro to Paris Saint-Germain. So other than that, we're good. Don't worry, stay calm because nothing is going to happen.